join discord.gg/flatearth and enter a check-in room. Someone will come along and verify you to get involved in the conversation about our Earth.
Talk to her.
Welcome to the server.
Rocket Man's one.
What are you talking about?
Life, the universe, and everything.
So,
Yeah, just to give a quick rundown, she's a friend of mine, everyone. She's new to this, just kind of intrigued and wants to see people. She might, I'm trying to convince her to get into the live stream sometime and have a discussion with people, but she just wanted to kind of have a sense of what the structure's like, how things go around here, and to not be too scared of these kind of
I would say that that's wise. That's wise to find out what's going on first and then speak. That's a wise move.
Hey, Rocket Man, tell her that we don't bite.
I'll just jump back into the server and Rocket Man's still here. That's interesting.
I'm just showing my friend.
Welcome everybody. Thank you very much, Rocketman24. We got dirtboxcaitlin. I think that's the person we're going to be speaking.
Yeah, Caitlin. Yeah.
Caitlin.
Yeah.
Much. All right. So, see, Caitlin has VC verified. Caitlin, welcome to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord. So, what brings you by this Discord? Your friend Rocketman?
yeah, thank you. It's just I'd always watch him have these debates, and I was just so intrigued as to how it worked.
Excellent. So, welcome to the server, and also, would I just consider your position like Rocketman24? Do you think that the Earth is a globe?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would just open up this floor for you just a moment so that you can ask any direct questions, and we'll directly answer you any of the questions you might have. And then afterwards, if we can ask you a few questions about why you think what you think, if that's cool. Or we'll answer any questions you want right now. Just if you have any questions for us, the panel will answer you directly.
Okay. Oh, God, I don't know where to begin. Sorry, it's all a bit much.
Just start anywhere.
Just don't ask what's in the edge.
No, you can ask whatever you want. It doesn't matter what. Listen, I'm gonna have to pause Kel for a moment. Sorry, Kel. If you're not a part of the senior members that are here in this panel, I would ask for you to just refrain for a moment so we can introduce the person to this topic. So go ahead and ask your question.
Sorry, I don't really know because I don't know all like the law. Like, I know this is gonna sound stupid, but I don't even know what you guys think. If you think the Earth is flat, I don't know what you think is underneath.
There you go. So you don't understand why we say what we say. So maybe you should ask us why we say what we say.
Yeah. I'll ask that then.
Yeah. Why do flat earthers make the claim that the Earth is flat? You don't understand why we say that, so I'll break it down for you. The surface of the Earth is primarily water. There's a lot of water around, right? That's the surface of the Earth. Everything's kind of compared to that surface of the Earth. Sea level, for example. What's above it? Well, that's the land bit, and it obviously goes underneath it. But ultimately, we're talking about the surface of the Earth, and that's the water. And the waters of the Earth, they're observed to be flat. They're measured directly to be level from one distance to another. And they're also used practically when navigating across them as a flat plane, which requires the Earth to be flat in the way that we navigate across it, for example. So we say the things that we say about the Earth being flat because observably, measurably, and practically it is.
Thank you.
Any more direct questions, Caitlin? We'll answer anything directly.
I don't. Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead. Doesn't matter if they sound ridiculous, we'll answer them.
I have a question for Caitlin.
Yeah?
What's at the bottom of outer space?
Now that's a good question.
Just more space, I guess. Space is expanding, so it's hard to define a bottom.
Fair enough.
Yeah, one of the things that's interesting of this chat is that we're going to ask you to engage with your critical thinking, which a lot of the times in the idea that the Earth is a globe, you really don't do because everything's already discovered. And smarter people know about the Earth being a globe. So usually people defer to the scientists. No, I don't. And so what we like to do is the person we're speaking to, we like them to engage how they know what they know. So
Okay.
CB's question was in line with your, like, how you know what you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know like a fair bit of theory because like Rocket Man, I do aerospace engineering at uni, but like I don't know because I'm really new to this. I couldn't tell you like the exact definition of what level means, which I know is something that he knows.
Well, yeah, he's allegedly somebody who knows some things. That's great. But as far as what you know, we're going to go based upon your baseline knowledge of the things that you know. And now is the time for you to start to think, like, what do I really know, right? From all these questions that we might ask you or you might ask us. And so it's just an exercise for you to actually start to think critically.
Also, could I just say quickly, sorry to interrupt, Caitlin, don't claim I know anything because they'll attack me for it in the next debate, please. Don't say I know anything, they'll attack me for it.
Yeah, we're going to zero in on it. Nah, it's cool. But what do you...
Down, so just to remind me to attack you on that specific point, I'll throw that piece of paper away and put it in the bin. No problem.
We're going to hold you accountable to the things you say. Don't worry.
So is there any other questions you like? Because there's a couple of questions that we'd want to ask you, and then, you know, you can respond. And just being intellectually honest in this conversation usually gets you a lot farther than just like trying to attempt to answer the question. Like if you don't know, just say, "Oh, I don't know." That helps us. Okay.
I mean, I guess I'd like to be able to picture what you're seeing because when I picture, I picture like a globe, Earth, in like in a solar system, in a galaxy, in a universe, so and so on. But
I think Jedi
obviously,
can answer that question.
Ooh, and me too. Me too.
Or CB, or either one. Like I guess they can take you through the cosmology aspect, or I would say the dichotomy between what Globe Earth tells you and what we understand.
All right, rock, paper, scissors, CB.
I was literally just thinking that. All right, ready? Rock, paper,
scissors,
shoot. Rock. All right, I got scissors.
Yeah, I got rock, man.
All right, you win. Go ahead.
I get it. Thank you, my friend. So, yeah, we do appreciate that everyone's got this conceptualization, this God's eye view of the Earth being the ball and the heliocentric model placed between, you know, Venus and an orbit in the sun. So what does the Earth look like? What do we, flat earthers, say the Earth look like? Very little, to be honest with you. We can only tell you about the Earth that we're on, for example. We couldn't give you speculations about the parts of the Earth that we haven't discovered or ever been to. Like the edge, for example, or how thick the Earth is or how high above the sky those stars are, for example. So we're very limited to give you a description of the Earth's entire shape. You have to remember our base statement, flat Earth. Flat is an aspect, it's not a shape within itself, it's a description of the surface of the Earth. The surface of the Earth upon which we are on is flat. Its overall shape, we don't know. But we can tell you that maybe we can conceptualize it, and it might sound silly, but the Earth is the floor beneath your feet, which you stand on, and that's flat, apart from the hills and topography. The waters, that's level, flat. And the stars above you, and the sun and the moon and everything else, but they're above you. So they're straight up in the sky, rotating and moving above your head. But the overall shape of the Earth is probably best described as the floor of the universe, as being as everything that we see when we point up is up. So, yeah, I hope that helps a little bit. Unless, CB, you wanted to add something, mate?
Well, I was just going to say the same thing, just in a nice English accent, a nice Midwestern accent, but pretty much the same thing, is that regardless of whether you think it's a globe or not, like your POV when you go outside, that's the POV you're going to get. The globe side is giving you imagery on TV of what it looks like from selfie land, where you can go outside, turn around, and take selfies with reality. But in the same way that you can't, Caitlin, I hope you're following along, in the same way that you can't leave outer space, right? Even in the globe idea, you can leave the globe, turn around, go to space, take selfies with the globe, but you can't leave outer space, turn around and take selfies with outer space. So in that same idea, you can't leave the Earth, flat Earth, and turn around and take selfies with reality. So, like Jedi brought up this God's eye vision, God's eye view, this God's perspective. You cannot look at the Earth like you can look at a puppet on your hand. You don't get that outside view. That's a God's eye view. So the only perspective, the only POV you get of flat Earth, I hate to say it, as cliche as it sounds, but you got to go outside. That's the only way to see the flat Earth. Personally, I don't close my eyes and imagine anything. I just go outside. That's the only way to get to flat Earth. It's not in your mind. It's not on TV. It's outside.
Okay, so that actually raises a question for me. What do you think about other planets?
Oh, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I'll just be short. Let me just go first, and I'll be really short, and then you can take the long road. The Earth is the land. The land is under you. It's not above you. There is no land in the sky above you. So there's no other land. I'll just be real short and sweet with that, Jedi, if you want to pick up from there.
Other
So, like,
planet.
Oh, sorry.
No, restate your question and make a statement. That's fine.
So it's like when Elon Musk talks about colonizing Mars, what, you know...
Yeah, I get you. What is that? So what's Mars? What's Jupiter? What is the sun? What's the moon? Yeah, we don't know. Right? The other planets. The planets are defined in the way that they're defined, and we're talking about the description of those things. So if planets are defined like the Earth, open systems in vacuums, and like Jupiter, a giant ball of gas, an open system in a vacuum, well, that's a violation of a law of nature. No matter which way you try to resolve it in your head, the law exists. You can't negate it. So ultimately, whatever that is up in the sky, we can't even tell you. To tell you, we would have to go there. I'd have to go to the moon, tell you what it is. I'd have to go to Mars and tell you what it is. We can only see from the floor and with telescopes what they appear to be through our eyes. We then place the heliocentric model over everything that we see. The sun is what we're told. Mars is what we're told. Jupiter, a giant ball of gas in the vacuum of space, is what we're told because that's the narrative. So we see a giant ball of gas in a vacuum. But that can't be. So whatever they are, we don't know, but they can't be what they're told. You said other planets. This would have to be a planet in the first instance. They look spherical, I'll grant you, circular in nature, yeah. But we don't measure the Earth to be like those things. The Earth isn't a planet, so those are not other planets. Whatever they are, they're whatever they are, but we can't tell you. There's the long road for you.
Yeah, and like, you got to think for a moment. There's really nothing in the sky that even slightly resembles the Earth. Because I look around Earth and there's a lot of water and trees and things. Ain't no trees in the sky. There's nothing up there, that looks like the Earth at all. So I wouldn't be so quick to compare the Earth to things that you see in the sky. Now,
do you see what it was though, Caitlin? It's a narrative that's being told to you by academia, by the news, by your friends, by your, whoever. Anyone that can tell you that what the Earth is via a story that they've heard about what it is, that's all they can go on. Nobody knows anything else other than the story. So many people would say that, well, they're lying to us. They're not really lying. They're just telling us a story that they've heard from someone else. So just like you believe it because someone else believes it. So the guy who's telling you that they're landing something on somewhere believes the narrative. And there's only certain people that we would say were privy to such information that the why would they lie question are the perpetrators behind all of this, and everybody else just believes the story, which like your school teacher and everybody that you probably know. So it's not everybody in on it. It's just everybody believes it like a story.
That's weird that you said that the moment my mind was thinking it, you verbalized it, but that was the perfect point. Is that we all see the same thing in the sky. You, I, doesn't matter whether you believe, doesn't matter what you believe, we all observe the same thing. Team Globe is just attaching stories to those things. Oh, the sun, that's blah, 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 blah. It's a star, it's a burning ball of gas, it's 93 million. So they have extra stories attached. Oh, Mars, that's a planet. It's a rock. We have a rover on it, etc. They have all these stories attached to the things that we see. We see them. We're just not going along with the story.
Yeah, I had somebody. I'll just chime in real quick. I had somebody basically said we look into the sky and we pretend, imagine, and dream. That's all we do.
All right, what do you think about that, Caitlin?
Sorry, I struggled to unmute myself there. I find it quite interesting because I, like I said, I really don't know about your way of thinking. So, yeah, I think.
But what do you think about the idea that it's a narrative versus it being something that's real? Because I think the placement of something being real in your mind is only brought on by a blind belief in the thing that you think that is real. There's nothing that you can do to verify it. So I would then challenge you that if you think that it's real, how can you verify that thing that's being told to you that it's real? Well, how would you engage with your critical thinking skills and figure out if it's real? What would you be able to retort and tell me?
I mean, I suppose I'm under the impression that the Earth is like the other planets, and you know.
Right, but like I said, how could you verify it? That's the most important part of this whole process of thinking of it. You know?
Okay, so a very fitting analogy, if you consider my username, if you were to, like you would in Minecraft, just get like a stack of dirt and just like nerd pole all the way up, but like you're doing that on Earth, would you not at some point begin to see the curvature? Obviously, like if you're like ignore changes in air pressure making it difficult to breathe.
Right, you mean get into the highest point of elevation to actually look down and see the Earth in a specific way?
Yeah, say there are no clouds in the way, anything like that.
Yeah, the question is also asked in a different way. Usually with new people, they'll say, well, what if we got in a rocket and go all the way up and look down? Would we not see the Earth as a globe? Is that what your question sounds like it being related to? Hello?
Someone's scraping in the background, so I don't know if you're meaning to. But...
Sorry. I think I said, yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead, Dirt. What did you... But was the question that I posed to you related to what you were thinking about?
Is it okay if you repeat the question?
Right. So would it be like if you're taking a rocket up to the highest elevation and looking down and asking the question, if I took a rocket to space and looked down and saw the Earth as a globe, would you still deny it? Is that what you're asking?
I suppose.
Right. So the idea behind
this way, you never actually like leave the Earth.
Well, it doesn't matter. Either way, we're talking about elevation change. So if you raise an elevation, that's the only important part of what I'm saying here. Would the Earth look different from that vantage point? And the answer is you could see more, but you still wouldn't see curvature, because the idea that the Earth is an oblate spheroid is still in question here. So if that is the case, right? If the Earth is a globe, then it would measure to be as such on the ground. So, regardless of what you might think about it this way, if there's any more questions, we're going to actually start asking you some questions so you can engage with critical thinking. Because we can't go any farther asking any direct questions if you don't know the premise of what we're talking about here.
Okay.
If I can just very quickly put my 2 pence worth in about gaining altitude above the surface of the Earth and seeing curvature. This is a little bit of a misconception, right? Going high and seeing curvature. We're talking about left to right curvature, aren't we, Caitlin? Yeah?
Left to right?
Yeah, left to right, across your vision of view. So from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, the horizon appears to be curving. Therefore, because it's curving, that's the limitation of the Earth, the horizon, physical. That's physical Earth curvature that I'm seeing with altitude, right? Getting your rocket, climb a mountain, climb a tree, the higher you get, you see curvature of the Earth. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yes? Right, okay. This is a little bit of a misconception. So, for example, if you're in an aircraft, right, been in a plane, and we look out the window and we see that left to right curvature, right? But we have to remember that if we go to the other side of the plane and we look out the window, we see left to right curvature. We have to remember that the pilot in the cockpit looking forward, when he looks out the window, apparently if everybody's seeing left to right curvature, he's going to see left to right curvature. At every single incremental angle with your 360-degree view, you can stop and see that curvature in the periphery of your vision. Don't forget you're probably looking for a window that might be curved, but ultimately everything that you're looking for is a curved surface. So your optic is curved. You see that curve in the periphery. The point is, if you're to see curvature from one side of the plane and then curve it from the other side of the plane, and then try to draw a line between them, you're not going to get a 360-degree view around you. You're going to get a wibbly wobbly line. So you understand that seeing left to right curvature anyway, when you look out of a window of a rocket, for example, it's maybe a misunderstanding of what we should see. We should see a 360-degree flat degree of vision, horizon and demarcation of sky, whether we're on a flat earth or a ball anyway, because that's the limitation of our view. If you're talking about getting high enough and then the earth decides to turn into a ball and then disappear underneath your feet and slowly get smaller and recede with distance, you're far enough away from the earth and can't see the ball anymore, then you'd have to get really high to see that, for example. But if the earth was flat and there was a limitation to it, you have to understand that you can only see the portion of it that's illuminated by the sun. You're not even going to see the entirety of the earth. Sorry for the ramble, guys.
All right, so we're going to engage with some... Well, first we got to see if Caitlin heard you, or maybe she's on mute.
Oh, yeah, I did. Sorry.
Okay.
You understand what I said, Caitlin, yeah?
Yeah, it's just a lot to take in, you know.
Of course.
Okay. So let's go with the exercise to actually get something out of the way. We're going to figure out whether you know that the Earth is a globe or you just blindly believe that it is, okay? And so with this exercise, all you have to do is just either agree that you know the information and engage with the topic, or say I don't know on any one of these questions. There's only 3 questions. Pretty simple.
Okay.
Hey, the first question is, who has measured the curvature of the Earth any time in history, as in drop over distance? Do you know?
Okay. One of the Greek philosophers, is it Aristotle?
Okay, remember, now the poignant part of what I just asked was drop over distance. So anybody that you bring up, did they measure drop over distance?
Oh, God, I was like a child when I learned about what Aristotle did.
I know.
So I don't know if it was
Right.
dropping distance. I just know he observed the boats.
Right. So remember when I was asking, when I get to these questions, make sure that you make sure that you answer them poignant to my question. So if you'd like to, I can repeat the question and see if you can think about it. Because remember, the answer here is, if you know, say I know, and then engage to tell me how you know. But if you're vague, or if you don't know, just say, well, I don't know. It saves us a lot of time. Because I'll ask them more leading questions if you say I know, and then we're gonna find out that you obviously don't know. Right. So let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning of the question. So I'm gonna restate it. So who has measured the curvature of the Earth any time in history, as in drop over distance?
Sorry.
Do you know?
I don't.
I don't want to interrupt. I'm sorry to flow the conversation. Is it?
I'm sorry, Rocket. I apologize. Please answer, Caitlin.
I don't know, because I don't know if Aristotle himself did drop over distance. So
right. So either you know or you don't know.
yes, so I don't.
Okay, that's fine. So then the second, this is all we're doing here is getting your baseline knowledge for what you know or what you don't know, and you being honest is, like I said, essential for this conversation, and that's all. So the second question would be very simple, right? Because we're going with simple baseline information. So they tell us that the Earth is spinning on its axis, right? Axial rotation. So according to the narrative, they're telling us that the Earth is spinning at about 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. So who has measured the Earth to be spinning on its axis any time in history? By what device or people or person have measured it?
Oh, that's a good question.
Do you know?
I mean, I couldn't name the person that's done it, but I could probably, like, myself describe an experiment where you could do it.
Okay, so you're going to tell us about this information, and we're going to go through it thoroughly so that we can repeat the method to actually ascertain the information that it's actually spinning on its axis. So like I said, we're going to go into primary source.
You've been listening to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord 2.0. We hope you're having a
Tags! What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.